Orange and Blue Sports Network, the official broadcast provider of Florida Gators club hockey. All season long, OBSN will have you covered both on and off the ice. This is Swamp Slapshot with Jamie Goldman and Rob Russo on the Orange and Blue Sports Network.
Welcome into another edition of Swamp Slapshot. I'm Jamie Goldman with Rob Russo. Our player guest today is Michael McCoy. Kid's been on an absolute tear. Michael, how are you doing today?
Great. First off, thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for coming.
Glad to have you here.
For sure.
Yeah. So let's jump right into it. You've been scoring a ton of goals. What did you have, 3 in the last game against Georgia?
Yeah, got lucky. Ended with a hat trick. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the W, but definitely good game. Yeah,
let's talk about that Georgia series for a little bit. So in that first game, it was kind of ugly. Georgia kind of came in and spoiled the celebration with the banner unveil and the fans and all that. But then you guys kind of bounced back in game 2. It was a much faster paced game. You guys kind of hung in there. So what were kind of the adjustments you guys made in between those games, or just like what happened there?
Yeah, just sort of regrouping. I think they caught us off guard a little bit on Friday, so definitely more mental preparation coming into Saturday. Or was it Sunday? Yeah. But,
I'm going to remember.
Yeah. But, switched up the power play. So working a lot on switching up our systems definitely helped us a lot. Also defensive structure. So definitely switching up our systems, more mental preparation helped us out Sunday and will help us out moving forward.
Yeah, that power play was buzzing all game. I mean, what did you guys have, 3 or 4 goals in that second period?
I think we had 4 power play goals that game.
Yeah.
So, we definitely figured something out there.
Yeah, so I wanted to get into a little bit of that, a little bit of the structure. And you said we went through some changes on those special teams units. So what did that look like for you? I mean, you were kind of a main focus on the wing of that power play unit. So, what changes were made and, how did that kind of affect the team?
Yeah, so I think we made the decision to switch up personnel. And then also, we were working it from the top a lot, and it wasn't really working out. We weren't getting shots through. So we ended up sort of moving it down low and looking for a backdoor cross feed with that far guy slipping down. And then also, I'm just sitting there right in the middle. So it's pretty easy work for me. I just got to stand there and let them feed me, and it ended up working out. But, switching up our looks and then switching up personnel definitely was what we did and worked out.
Yeah, and you guys, it looks like the chemistry's really been, firing because you guys, passing the puck all around the zone, cleanly making it work. So, do you guys know each other before? Your line mates, you guys are really clicking? What's going on there?
Yeah, definitely. Lekeshwa is on my line right now. I love him. He's been awesome. Yeah. But I played with Keegan and Katz last year a bunch. We played FAU. We had a good game. So, yeah, definitely super comfortable playing with them and hopefully going forward, continuing. Yeah,
you mentioned that FAU series last year. I think you played them 3 times when it came down to it.
Yeah.
MVP of the national tournament right here. Clutch performer right here. 3 goals in the last game, and then the MVP of the Natty tournament. What was the Natty tournament like? I think that was the first time you guys have gone to Natties maybe in a long time. What was that tournament like? What did you do to kind of just lock in and kind of carry the team through that tournament?
Yeah, luckily for me, I had the 2 best line mates that every game I just knew they were going 150%. Connor Nicholson, he graduated, but he was the best. And then Nick Ho, 2 guys made my job so easy. And we were just buzzing that whole – it was just really a hot streak, to be honest. We all wanted to win. That was our spring break we spent in Westchester, Pennsylvania. But, so we really wanted that win. We got really hot streak. Our power play was going. We were scoring a ridiculous amount of goals. I think it was at least 5 every game.
Yeah.
But, we just got hot at the right time. And,
And, even more so than just that tournament, Berkey kind of talked about it last week when we were talking to him. You guys lost to UCF, 10-4. Kind of got, punched in the mouth by UCF in Orlando, and then you guys rattled off 12 straight wins. Was that kind of a turning point in the season, or like how did that kind of change like in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. This is why we're not really panicking, is because it's a long season. These things happen. So, we lose 2 to Georgia. It's not the end of the world. This happened last year. We just got to get back to the drawing board, practice, work on our systems. And then really we just got to get hot at the right time.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as, a goal and, the minute you need it, or strong performance. It really turns everything around. So, yeah, we just got to get hot. That's why we're not panicking after this Georgia game. This happened last year. So, yeah, we're just going to continue to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And, you said they also made some changes on the defensive side and some of the structure. Kind of the same score on the scoreboard for both of those games. But I talked to Jamie a bit about it in the car on the way home. You guys looked better defensively, even despite the score, in that second game. Like, just optically, passed the eye test a lot more throughout the full 60 minutes. What kind of shifts did you make on that end as well? I know you're on the offensive end most of the time, but
yeah, no, for sure. Just I think being more aggressive, getting on guys when they're hanging around the corner. There wasn't any specific thing we changed in our system. That's probably going to be something we do in practice going forward. But no, our 5-on-5 defense was better. The problem is there were a lot of power plays that game.
Right.
They scored a lot of power play goals just like us.
Yeah, they were kind of taking advantage of getting across the crease as well.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be working on our kill and that. But 5-on-5, I thought we were a lot better. We're just more aggressive towards the puck, especially for forwards like me, like getting out to the point, trying to block the shot, getting in front of that.
Yeah, and you could see that because, I mean, it kind of looked like in that first game, they were blocking shots pretty well. Mm-hmm. They were making some nice passes pretty well. And then in that second game, you were kind of coming out, giving them a taste of their own medicine, getting in front of those shooting lanes, getting in front of those passing lanes, jumping lanes, not letting them jump out right in front of you guys on the break. So I think you guys did a really good job adjusting, and I'm excited to see how this team adapts for Tennessee and then home against South Carolina.
Yeah, another thing I can speak for the wingers is just when it comes to you on that wall, you got to get the puck out. It's brutal when the D are, working down there and they get it up to you and then you don't get the puck out. It's, it's tough when it's rimmed around the boards and whatnot. But definitely just working on just high chip out. The far winger can come through.
Right.
But we just got to get it out. So I think we did a better job of that
for sure.
Second game.
Yeah, definitely. So I see you're wearing that Pittsburgh Steel City thing.
Yeah.
On our way in, we were talking about you went to school in Pittsburgh in high school, but you're a South Florida kid. Tell me a little bit about that process. How did you end up in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so grew up in South Florida. I went to high school there for 2 years, but then I actually ended up transferring to a prep school in Pittsburgh for hockey. So I just boarded there. I lived on campus. It was super cool. I love Pittsburgh. I hope I live there one day. But, long story short, I'm now a Pitt, Steelers, Pens fan. And, so that's why I'm repping the shirt today.
Got you. Tough loss for the Steelers last week.
I know. It was,
That's how it goes, though.
Yeah, so what was your favorite thing about going for Pittsburgh, and how was that transition for you? I mean, you're going from the hot weather down in South Florida. I'm a Northeast kid, so I know how brutal that weather can be, especially in the winter. How was that for you?
Yeah, my first winter was brutal. Getting to class in the snow, driving around. I mean, it was brutal. But and then after those 2 years, coming back to Florida, arguably was even worse with that heat. Definitely takes some adapting. But still, I think I would prefer living in the Northeast, even with the cold. I enjoy the snow after I adapted to it.
I hear you.
But it was definitely an adjustment.
Yeah, for sure. So were you a Pens fan before this, or you kind of converted? Were you a Panthers fan?
It's easy to like the Pens because they were good.
Yeah, fair enough.
I love Crosby.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't? But no, I mean, I went to a couple Pens games, and the atmosphere there is just so cool.
Yeah.
They're so into it. But then, Pens is one thing. Steelers, Steelers country is unbelievable. Everything is Steelers. It was really easy to hop on the Steelers bus.
Yeah.
And
No, I like how Pittsburgh, like, all their teams are black and gold. I feel like no cities do that, but like you got the Pirates, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Steelers, they're all black and gold. So I've always rocked with that aspect of it. So what was your favorite part about going to boarding school? I know that's kind of a crazy experience. I did it myself. So like kind of tell me about that. Like what was your favorite aspect of going to the school up there?
Gosh,
because you didn't have it was just you. Like your parents sent you out, right?
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Get lost,
like
go to
16,
Pittsburgh.
They're like, get out of here. I was no. But I gotta say, my favorite thing, obviously, the hockey was great. It was practice every day. The rink was literally on campus, unreal. That was awesome. But the dorm was just like there was only 30 of us dorming, and the school was like, I want to say 600. So most of the kids were day students. Like they lived in Pittsburgh. Right. So we had an awesome dorm community. I don't know. There was just shenanigans always going on.
Of course.
But yeah, the dorm was probably my favorite part. Outside of the hockey aspect, which was awesome.
No, hanging with the boys in the dorm, always a good time.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, you never know what you'll get into in those dorms.
Yeah.
But,
for sure. Yeah.
So how was that kind of transition? You know, you said rink on campus. You can go to the rink whenever you want. Now you're here.
Yeah.
The rink's like over an hour away. So what's that kind of transition been like coming down here?
Yeah, definitely weird. It's a little bit tough. You know, you can't just go get on the ice anytime during the week. You know, if you're free during a weeknight, it's not like the rink's 20 minutes away.
Right.
Or anything like that. But, you know, it's all right because I'm trying to transition from, you know, full hockey all the time every day and, you know, transition towards, you know, my major and other stuff.
Yeah.
So
what is your major? What do you want to do post college?
So I'm a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
Not exactly sure what I want to do with that yet.
Got you.
But so far so good.
Okay.
Classes and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Getting along. I know a lot of my friends were with the Physics 2 exam.
Last night. Yeah.
You had an exam last night?
Last night, yeah.
Damn, how'd it go?
Well, I knew how to do every question, and that's a great sign. Because normally on those physics exam, the average is not so good because they make it pretty tough.
Yeah.
But I thought it went as good as it could be. You know, going to those, you just prepare as much as you can, and whatever you get, you just got to know. It's not much more you can do. So
yeah.
You know.
Thankfully, no Physics 2 for us in the J school.
Yeah, none of that going on here.
All right, so this is usually Jamie's question, but I'll throw it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So no games this weekend. You know, you got nothing to do. Homework is done. Physics 2 exam is done.
Mm-hmm.
What is Michael McCoy up to?
The people that know me are probably gonna laugh at this answer because I'm there all the time. But I am actually on the Gator motorsports design team.
Oh wow!
So I'm always in the garage. We're building like a car. It's like a mini F1 car. If I don't have hockey that night, I'm probably in the garage.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I did not know that. So that kind of goes hand in hand with your like mechanical engineering that you do, right?
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So motorsports. So tell me about that more. So I don't really know what that is. What is that?
I didn't coming in. I knew nothing about cars, and I just decided to go see what it was all about. I went to the garage. I think my second day I was here.
What made you go to the garage? How did that spur upon?
I think you know what it actually was is I did a college tour at Embry-Riddle.
Okay.
And part of their engineering tour showed us their design team. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And so when I got here, I was like, do we have one of those? And we did, and we're actually historically we're one of the top teams. So I was like, get me on board. So you know, I just showed up one day in the garage, and then they're like, yeah, just keep showing up, and you'll find your role. And I kept showing up, and so now I'm a suspension system engineer. So I'm in charge of the suspension package on the team with 3 other guys.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. So it's like F1 style cars, or
yeah, it looks like a mini F1 car.
Okay, gotcha.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and that's really good for you in the future. Maybe get into something like that. You know, especially
cool.
Going in. I mean, you're a junior now.
Sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like to be able to get all that under your belt, you know, super quickly, and then on top of that, you know, being a full-time member of the hockey team, you're a pretty busy guy. And on top of it, and like all those
physics too,
all those
Yeah,
classes.
physics
My
too.
friends were in the library for like a week straight studying for physics too. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I enjoy that. I sacrifice a lot of other stuff because of that. But, if I wasn't in that, I would probably try and join a frat or something like that.
Okay.
But no, it just keeps me busy. I mean, I got nothing else to do, so
Right.
I don't mind being in the garage
Right.
and doing homework. But yeah, it's good.
it's awesome.
Do you guys race the cars too? Like, how does that work? Like, you guys build them, I know, but
Yeah, so we go to a competition in Michigan. We don't actually race them side by side. That's dangerous. But no, we'll do timed events, endurance
like
events.
time trials and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but then a lot of the competition is, the goal is to be good engineers as much as it is to build a good car.
Right.
So we'll basically go in front of actual motorsport engineers, and they'll just roast us for our design. Be like, why did you do that? And then we'll tell them. And if they don't like our answer, they take points off. So
So it's like a competition.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
And when is that?
It will actually be, it's every May, so it's after the school year.
Right.
So we're building the car. Our first drive is aimed for early February.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
We'll
yes,
see.
fingers crossed indeed. And then, we're testing for a couple months, and then we go to comp.
Cool. McCoy Motorsports. I did not see that
Yeah.
coming. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Did you do any of that kind of stuff up in Pittsburgh when you were in high school, or it just kind of started at that Embry-Riddle tour?
No, I knew nothing about cars or suspension. I was in all the physics classes in Pittsburgh and stuff. I did a little project. We built a hockey puck shooting machine, me and this other kid. We actually had a cool opportunity to take, at the end of our senior year, we could take 3 weeks off of our classes. We can do a specific personal project, and then we present it to the senior and junior class. And we built the hockey puck shooting machine, and it shot 90 miles an hour.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was a success.
Wow.
But other than that, no.
Get it out there in practice. Put Connor Lee in the net. See if
I
you can stop it.
know. I'm trying to get my friend to ship it down here. We can use it, but yeah.
Dang, that's really cool. That's really cool. I think that's pretty much what we got for you today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Of course, you can find all of our podcasts, all of our game broadcasts on the Orange and Blue Sports Network, OBSN Gators on all platforms. Next games for the Gators are going to be in Tennessee. The football team's got UCF this weekend first, but both the football team and the hockey team will be in Tennessee the weekend of October 12th. The 11th and 13th, the hockey team will play. The 12th, the football team will play. Then the following weekend, the hockey team will come home for some games against South Carolina. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
South Carolina the following weekend. So stay tuned. A lot of Florida Gators content, hockey content coming your way soon. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Swamp Slapshot.